Hi there folks. So what is a pre-construction cost plan? It's everything. It's everything. It's the basis, it's the start, it should be the first interaction with quantity surveyor, QS, cost consultant. It should be the starting point. I am full of biases and I do get paid for it, but I believe it actually should be before you meet the architect. You should have some idea of what you're getting into. If you have some idea about cost before you meet an architect, then that will dictate your design. Would architects agree? Maybe, maybe not. We're all full of occupational biases. We're all full of occupational conditioning. We're all full of our own blindness, and we all protect our own patch. But I do think the overall reality is the sooner the better. The sooner that there's engagement around this, because it shifts a mindset. Shifts a mindset from could, should, maybe into financial certainty, and that's where you want to be, because there's so much on the line, psychoanalytically, emotionally, physically, mentally, and on family level. So, the sooner this is done, the better. In regards to, I did a video on this, but I was walking, and I walked down the road, but I just wanted to get it over a couple of points clearer. I live at the end of Stonemason Way, and buddies of mine live at the top of Stonemason Way, and pals of mine in my estate were doing more or less the same work. About 4 years ago, I think, but more or less the same work, an extension and a refurb, mostly downstairs. One of them came in at 140 and the other one was 260, and it was kind of like, neither one of these sounded right to me, and it was way off the scale. They both came in around 200 grand. So one family was going to leave, literally wasn't worth their while to do the work, and the other family was going to get loads more work done. So when the tenders came in, one family had to pare back to where they originally were, and they were shocked, and the other family were utterly thrilled. One family got a decent builder in, good guy, went through the normal channels, and the other family just had a side conversation with a wife of a builder. The builder came over. I think he was old school. He nearly did it over a cup of tea. Gotta love that stuff, and you gotta love it when it's doable. Isn't always doable, and there isn't always great guys like that in your neighbourhood. I know another guy who lived a couple of doors up, and he virtually robbed neighbours. Not in my neighbourhood, thankfully, not in my neighbourhood. Actually, very fortunate, got some really good builders in Farnham, really good builders. So that's where we are, and that's the difference. So without a cost plan, no rules, no pitch, no game, no referee, only two sides. One of them knows the rules and the other one doesn't. That's the reality. A cost plan should be detailed. It should itemize things. Should give you as much detail as possible. It should be a breakdown of preliminaries, demolitions, foundations, structure, insulation, air tightness, windows, mechanical, electrical, contingencies, and professional fees. I never ask what other professions charge. That's totally their business. I'm very transparent with what I charge, but I never ask what other people charge. That's their business. So it takes the guesswork out, and you know what you're doing. The problem with square meters is I could do a cost plan for you, and I have, and I do order of magnitudes for 650, but the reality about order of magnitudes is they're only an initial introduction, just a blind figure, just a very quick blind figure They are within the bounds of normality, but they are not subjective. They're just, that should cost you. That's no more than that. It doesn't say if you're going to PVC windows or aluclad. It's just that should cost you roughly. So they ignore the complexity, they ignore access, but subjectively they ignore the site, the materials, on all subjective levels. But they're very handy to get some sort of order. So a cost plan's good. You can get yourself organised, you can get yourself aligned before architects, before builders. Can you afford the design? Is it realistic? The hidden cost of money always has to be spoken. What it costs, what the money is, and what the money costs are two different things. You know, 100 grand could be 130 by the time that you get it and pay it back to the bank. So we need to be cognitive of everything, and also how much before you earn it. So it's colossal investment. It's not the figure itself. Live projects, that is how my rates come from. I work for builders, and well, I work for two builders. I don't put them on tender lists. One of them's on the north side, one of them's on the south side. So I don't put guys I work with on tender lists. Duplicity of roles. I have on occasion done negotiated contracts with them, which is fine. It's open and transparent, but not in tender list. So I come from live projects. My last 4 live projects, Dublin Pacific, Neighbourhood Pacific often, and I work both sides of the table. About 1/4 of the project cost is totally controlled by PC zones. Windows, doors, kitchens, bathrooms, floors, lighting. So this is a huge amount of controllability that the client has. And the earlier, I beseech people, the earlier you get involved in that, 2 things happen. You begin to get information, you begin to get experience, and neurologically you get a rigid mindset. You become money conscious. But it's not static. This is an active document, but anything you add into the basket, you have a meeting with an architect. Before you know it, you're talking about granite, you're talking about coving, and you might drop 2 grand, you haven't even noticed that you have. So anything that you get or elevates designs creep, you need to be so conscious of that, and you need to have a conversation with the architect about that. And a lot of people presume because it's costing them huge money, extra items equal that huge money. Doesn't. I did a job for a couple, I itemized everything, went into great detail, and then I had to sit down with them and show them, and it was easy because I had the same format. It was easy to show them where the design creep was, and they were saying, I thought it'd be in. I said, but how can it be in when it wasn't in? You added the electric charger, you added the gates, they weren't in. You added an extra pier, you added more copper lock. So you have to be as rigid as you can with yourself. And if the budget's there, great, but no matter who you are and what the budget is, the reality is you still need rigidity. So my fees for this are bank grants, 950, detailed cost plans, and full service from 10,000. So full service means all in start, all in the end, all the construction, all in tendering, and all final account, everything. And then I do an order of magnitude for 650 to give you an indicator of where you are. And in terms of this, what you actually get, I have more videos and they're actually going to be on the same page on the website. You get an Excel plan sheet. You also get a written report with summaries and suggestions as well. Okay, so this can also be used as part of your grant, and as the information, not part of your grant, the information. So if you want to talk more, give me a call at any stage. Give me a call at any stage. Okay, thanks guys. You can see my numbers, see the website, need any support. As always, really appreciate you spending a bit of time, because it's the most precious thing we have. Okay, thanks very much. Take care. Wish you all the best. Bye.